Chris.
I'm Eric.
And you're watching Pine Brothers Outdoors.
In this week's episode, we're going to go over how to set up your tent
Properly.
First step in setting up your camp is clearing out your area where you're going to be putting the tent. You want to make sure you get any rocks, sticks, anything sharp that's going to puncture the bottom of your tent out, so you have a nice flat surface to put your tarp gear on.
Alright guys, so when you're looking for a base camp to set up, when you set a tent up, cooking stuff, you want to make sure for a couple of things. First off, when you're looking for a camp, you want to look for something that doesn't have trees, overhanging branches that can fall on you, possibly hurt you when you're in your tent. You also want to look for something that's up ground, so if it rains, you don't get washed out. Something that's mostly flat. I mean, it's a pretty good surface here. It's cleared out. You can make a fire. You don't have to worry about anything burning. So this is a pretty good spot to start a base camp at.
So after you've cleared out your spot, it's time to get to work. Separate your rain fly from the actual tent. Roll out your tent. Assemble the supports. These poles are aluminum, some are fiberglass. I prefer the aluminum because on cold nights they don't crack, and they're a little tougher than the fiberglass ones. This specific tent only has 2 poles. Once you're done setting up the poles, you want to lay them out across the tent body, just so you can get a better understanding of what's going on when what you're clipping what to. It always helps to have a buddy when you're doing this. It makes life a little easier. So the end of every tent pole has a little nipple-looking thing there. You're going to feed that into the grommet. And you need to start clipping away. Like I said, it always helps to have a buddy. We're doing the same thing on the opposite side. Sometimes the poles have a tendency to slip out of the grommets. Get quite frustrating if you're cold and wet, so you want to set up your tent before you do anything at camp.
Alright guys, the most important part of a tent, in my opinion, on rainy nights, is a rain cover. Basically what this does is, since this tent has mesh through it, so it's breathable, water can penetrate it very easily. So this goes on top, make sure the whole thing's waterproof. Some of these actually have a pole that will run across and flare it out, so it shoots the water out instead of dripping down, but every tent company is different. So basically this goes on top. This is probably going to be in the front. Usually it says the name on it. It's going to be in front. So right here it says name. going to go on top of the tent, walk around, and then it just clips into the corners of the tent to secure it from going anywhere. And trust me, if these things are windy, it's taking off like a parachute. I don't care how strong you are. It's not fun. So that's basically what it looks like now.
We're on to the final part of this process. We're going to stake our tent down. If you lose your stakes, it's not that big of a problem. You can always go out and make yourself some out of sticks. It's a very simple thing. You just take your stake, feed it through the loop, press it in. You can tap down if you want. Doesn't matter. And you go out to your rain fly. You pull out the vestibule. Get it in there tight. You're always going to want to stake on an angle so it doesn't slide out of there. And you're pretty much set.